Welcome back to I've Got Something to Tell You with Tayler and
Colleen.
And this is our special Halloween episode.
Yeah, happy Halloween, everybody.
Woohoo! This will be coming out on Halloween. We're recording it a couple days before at nighttime, so go us for being brave.
Yeah.
And especially Colleen.
Yeah, because I have to drive home. And
I know. And good thing Kyle's in town too, because this is going to be a spooky one.
Yeah. I texted Taylor and I was like, I hate researching this because every freaking article has the same picture in it. And I was like, I can't.
I know. And I saw the same picture that you're talking about too. And researching it was freaky. And I texted you and I was just like, this one's going to be kind of scary.
Yeah.
But we'll get into that in a little bit. But we just watched The Housewives of Salt Lake City because there's a new one on Peacock today.
Yeah.
Wait, okay, so what are your opinions?
Okay, well, so I never got why people were big like Angie K fans. Like she's always kind of been like meh.
I love Angie.
Okay, and then I never really got it. And like this season, I get it. Like she's funny.
She's really funny. And also, like, little side note, did you watch The Housewives Wipe Swap?
Yes, I did.
Wife Swap.
Yes.
She was so cute in it. And she was so respectful.
Sweet. Yeah.
Yeah. But sorry. Anyway, back to Salt Lake City. Okay, we agree on that. Okay. Yay. Can I tell you the one that's annoying me a little bit?
Is it going to be Mary?
No.
Oh, thank God. Because I love her so much.
No, I love Mary. She is definitely one of my favorites. But so there's two that are kind of bugging me. And one of them is like a fan favorite. And I feel like nobody agrees with me.
Is it Lisa? Is it Heather? I'm just going to go. Is it Meredith?
Let me tell you. I feel bad. Like, okay, Lisa's kind of putting herself in there, but I love Lisa.
I love her too.
She's so funny. But I especially love when Lisa and Angie fight because I think they're hilarious. Like their disses are so stupid, but they're funny.
You do Shorty. French fries. I do franchise.
I know. Mary's like, what did she say? Okay, so the one that like bugs me a little bit is Bronwyn, and everyone loves Bronwyn, and like I get it. I think I feel like she'd be really cool in person to meet her, but there's like a couple of things that bug me that she does.
Okay.
So, well, first of all, okay, let's go. So the first one, it was kind of weird when she lied about the jewelry, like to be cool. And then she started giving me more of that vibe later on in the season because, like, I get it. Brittany's an easy target. She does it to herself, but it's almost like she'll try to pull stuff out of her and she gets really excited when Brittany's opening up and then immediately goes to the girls and like, she said this. And I hate that. That gives me middle school girl vibes. Yes. Like not cute. Like
she did that this episode.
Yeah.
So we just watched the one where they're on the below deck yacht and she's like literally talking to like they're sharing the room. And Brittany's telling her all this stuff, and Bronwyn's like, "Yeah, and you said this, and you said this, and you said,"
making those faces.
Yeah.
Ugh. So that irritates me. Yeah. And I also kind of think that, I mean, her husband obviously sucks.
Yeah.
He's a complete asshole, but they almost give me the vibe that they were just fighting or they barely talk before filming. And then she's like extra like, and I love Sundays and I get the cherries.
And then he just eats the cherry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, so she bugs me. And then Heather really bugged me this episode.
She did?
Yes.
What was like, what?
Because she's like, there's no proof that Lisa did anything. But she's like, Lisa, you did it. And then she's crying. And I'm like, shut up, Heather. I feel like and I was talking to my friend about this, but she was like, I feel like she wants another like timeline, receipts, like thing. And it's just not it.
I'll tell you what's bugging me about all of the housewives at this point is like they're just so hyper aware that they're on TV and that they like, I think I was talking to somebody about this. I'm like, I don't want to go Google what you guys are fighting about.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, I want it to play out on the show. And so much of this stuff is like, well, this podcast said this, or like,
it's like too much to keep up with.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm not following any of this. I don't care. Like, none of this means anything to me. Like,
Yeah. No, I don't like that either. And I feel like that's when it starts getting like rehearsed and fake and stuff. And I feel like that's why the beginning of each franchise is a little better and like funnier and real because they're not used to that stuff. Nobody's really reaching out to them yet.
Yeah.
So
I will say my favorite part of, okay, so I've had 2 parts of Salt Lake City that I've really, really liked. And one of them was Angie K, because it was honestly the not easiest. It was like such an offhanded comment, but it was one of the meanest things I think I've ever heard come. Like, it was such a mean girl thing to say.
Oh, wait, I think I know what you're going to say.
In this episode, she goes, like, if I would sit next to you if I wanted to make my ankles look skinnier or something like that. And I was like, oh my
But it's God. It's so random, but it's so funny. But I know it was messed up.
It was so just like, oh my gosh, there's a darkness in you. But yeah, it made me laugh.
She pulls it off because she's funny though.
Yeah. I mean, it's mean. It's definitely mean. But
yeah, I think Lisa could take it.
Yeah. I mean, Lisa said worse. But
yeah.
And then my other favorite moment is when Mary goes over to Angie K's house and she's telling her about how, like, one, she's mad that she keeps bringing up the fart, which, like,
the fart killed
girl
me.
code. Come on.
Yeah.
Like, you never.
She's like, oh, you kept bringing it up. Yeah. Never say it again.
It's funny if I make fun of it. It's not funny when you make
She
fun.
kept it going.
Yeah. It's a little too much. But I liked the part where she was like, talking about how, like, she just checked her. Like, I feel like it was a real cool, like, friend moment of just like, listen, you're being just as bad as she is. And I know everybody else is telling you this, but like, I'm your friend and I'm coming to you that, like, you wouldn't even pay attention to me and I'm supposed to be important to you. How are you letting this person get you so angry
and out of character?
Exactly. Yeah. And I really liked that. I thought that was cool.
I appreciate that too, because that's like authentic friendship.
Yeah.
And you don't get a lot of that on reality shows. So it's nice to see when it does come up.
Yeah. And I haven't been a big fan of Salt Lake for, like, I know everybody really, really loved it when it first came out. I just, like, never, like, I watched it, but I've always liked the OC and, like, Beverly Hills and, like, New York or Jersey or, I don't know, all of them. I really like all of them. I mean,
Potomac.
What other ones can I name? But, yeah, so I really like this season so far. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, this season has been pretty entertaining. I feel like it's been more entertaining than, like, Orange County.
Oh, yeah. Orange County's an absolute dumpster fire right now.
Okay, cool. We agree on everything. I told Colleen before we hit record, I was like, I have an unpopular opinion, and I don't know if you're going to agree with me. Which, it's okay if we don't agree. We have different opinions, but I was hoping you would.
You're like, get out of my house.
Get out! Kyle! Goodbye, Colleen. Just kidding. Anyway, Beverly Hills reference. Okay, we're moving on.
You guys aren't here for the housewives. You're here for the horror.
Listen, it's Halloween. We're talking to you from the future. Or no, from the past. So anyway, Colleen and I have a really good story for you guys today. Colleen, you already know what I'm about to tell you.
Yep, I've got my sage sandwich.
She's ready. I have the incense burning. So we're going to be covering I'm going to be covering the true story of the Exorcist, Roland Doe, aka Ronald Edwin Hunkler, which all the names, but we'll get into that. Okay, so I'm just going to get into it.
All right, let's do it.
So just a note before I get like into all of the story, there were tons of witnesses that included family, priests, attendants at the hospital. And I say attendants because I don't know if it's doctors, nurses, whatever, but you get what I'm saying.
Yep.
All of this information is gathered from the book by Thomas Allen, who wrote about the true story, as well as the priest's actual day-to-day journal entries, which I found absolutely terrifying when reading through them. In the diaries, a lot of the names are marked out because the family wanted to remain anonymous. So I took what I could understand from them because they marked out like a lot of kind of random words. So I wasn't really sure. But so if anyone listening likes that stuff, I highly recommend looking into it because it's almost like trippy that it's like real. It's creepy. And then just another note, the family remained anonymous for 70 years. They did not profit any money from the movie or book. They simply wanted to live in peace. That should tell you enough that this is scary.
Yeah.
Because
they're not Amityville fakers.
No.
Yeah.
I'd be wanting to profit off that book, but I get it.
Yeah. I'm not going to lie. My heart is already pounding. Like,
I know this one's like freaky, but
I hate it so much. Okay.
But it's me telling it.
I know.
So
I know.
You'll be
I'm
fine.
Sorry.
You'll be good.
Sorry, I'm not trying to be a drama queen. Okay.
You got
deep breaths. Yep.
We got the incense going. Okay, so the story begins in a quiet neighborhood in Cottage City, Maryland, in the winter of 1949. The Mannheim family, a quiet working-class household, lived a modest life. Their only child, a 13-year-old boy referred to in records as Ronald Doe, obviously later discovered he has his real name. He was intelligent, polite, and shy. Roland spent most of his time alone, or often with his Aunt Harriet, who they also referred to as Aunt Tilly. Don't know which one's the real name. So I think I kind of interchanged them. So Aunt Tilly, Aunt Harriet, same person. They shared his curiosity about the spirit world. She was also known as a spiritualist, fascinated with seances, pendulums, and mysterious Ouija boards.
Oh.
Not the Ouija boards. And she introduced her nephew to a Ouija board one afternoon in the winter.
Well, at least it was an afternoon.
I
Ouija
know.
Session.
Not the nighttime.
Yeah.
So Roland was captivated. The board game became a way to talk to unseen forces. This would be their pastime every night before bed.
Oh my God.
But within just a few weeks, Aunt Tilly suddenly died.
Oh shit.
I don't know how, but she passed. I don't know if it was anything weird or just life.
I mean, weird enough that it's just sudden.
Yeah. A sudden death. I don't know why I said it like that.
It was very like movie announcer.
So, grieving and lonely, Roland began using the Ouija board to try and make contact with Aunt Tilly. The family began to also show interest in the Ouija board sessions, and
no.
I know, they'd sit in on them. Roland's mother asked the board to prove itself if it was really their aunt, and to prove itself, she asked it to prove itself by knocking 3 times of your Aunt Tilly, and of course it responded back by knocking 3 times. And
it's like easy.
They're like, watch this. It happened consistently. Soon after Aunt Harriet's death and the Ouija board sessions, the family began hearing strange scratching and tapping noises inside the walls.
No.
At first, they thought it was rodents. They would hear water dripping during the Ouija board sessions and also randomly after. And for some reason, that was really creepy to me. I don't know why.
Water dripping?
Yeah, it's just like that single drop, like bloop.
Yeah.
The sounds grew louder, rhythmic, deliberate, and aggressive, following Roland wherever he went, and would also intensify if he came around. I also read, I don't know if I put this in here later, but they even had someone come to put something under the floorboards, like if it was rodents, and it just continued to keep happening. So wasn't rodents. And then the furniture started to move. A chair slid across the floor on its own. A vase toppled over and shattered. The family's framed pictures tilted and fell from the walls.
No. Not the pictures.
Not the pictures. At least they weren't upside down, though.
Yeah. Tilting is just as bad.
Falling off the walls, too.
Yeah. They probably fell upside down.
They probably did. So, late at night, Roland's bed would shake violently. The sheets tugged as if by unseen hands. A lot of times his mom was with him when this occurred. She would sleep with him to try and like comfort him because I don't think I mentioned, I think he was only around like maybe 12 years old. He's little. Roland's mood also began to change. He became angry, violent, and very withdrawn. So the opposite of his normal.
Well, he's becoming a teenager, so.
Yeah, it could be that too.
That's the one thing I'm going to write off. Just to give myself some grace in this
The
story.
demon's like, don't blame me.
Yep.
It's the hormones.
He's just a dick.
Just a little asshole. Just kidding. The next day, they would see what looked like claw marks on his mattress.
Oh.
And Roland would have the same marks on his chest.
No.
Eventually. So this was happening like every single night it started. It just got really aggressive and violent, like real quick.
Mm-hmm.
His worried parents reached out to their Lutheran minister, Reverend Luther Miles Schultz, who came to observe for himself. During one visit, Reverend Schultz saw Roland's bed tremble and lift slightly off the ground. He later wrote that the boy seemed, and it's in quotes, seemed possessed by some evil force.
Seemed.
So it was said that he gave them some candles, tried doing some prayers, didn't work. So he passed it off to the Catholic Church.
What kind of candles? Bath and Body Works?
I know. Here's some scented fall candles for you.
It's pumpkin spice.
Good luck.
Yeah.
And as a side note, Schultz later spoke at a meeting of a Washington, D.C. branch of the Society for Parapsychology about this case. That information made its way to press, and the published Schultz interview led to leaking of the exorcism story by Catholic sources. Studying at Georgetown at the time, William Peter Blatty, I think that's how you say his last name, read the story in the Washington Post, and later years that was the inspiration for The Exorcist. So the guy that didn't do a lot was the one that leaked the story, basically. Mm-hmm. So way to go, man. So anyway, the first Catholic intervention took place at Georgetown University Hospital. A Jesuit-run institution in Washington, D.C., the family had turned there in desperation after months of escalating events. The objects flying across the room, Roland's bed shaking, his body etched with deep scratches that seemed to form words overnight. When Father Edwards Hughes, a young priest from St. James Church, agreed to help, it was with cautious hope. The hospital room they prepared was small and stark, a narrow bed, whitewashed walls, and a single cross above the headboard.
That cross is turning upside down.
Just enough to piss off whatever entity is there. Hughes brought holy water, a crucifix, and a Roman ritual, the official book of Catholic rites, bound in worn leather. Roland lay in bed, his small frame still and quiet. The nurses had restrained him by his wrists and ankles, just in case the convulsions that plagued him returned. His eyes were open, but they were vacant. And it's quoted, one of the attendants said, "He's calm now, but it comes and goes." Which, I hate that.
I hate that so much.
The lights began flickering just every so often, something maybe you could pass off in the moment. Father Hughes began reading from the Ritual Romanium, which is the Roman ritual that I just talked about. Mm-hmm. The ancient Latin prayers meant to banish evil spirits. His voice was steady but low, and he held the crucifix before Roland's face. At first, Roland only stirred lightly beneath the straps, and then as the priest continued, the boy's body began to shake. Slowly at first, then violently enough that the entire bed rattled against the floor. And he's, like I said, 12 years old, he's little. Mm-hmm. It's a lot of force. Roland's breathing deepened, turned guttural. Then came a voice, not the voice of a child. It was deeper, rasping, and full of contempt. "He's mine." It hissed.
Oh, no. Ew, it hissed.
Stop. The lights in the room started flickering more intensely. Hughes threw holy water over the boy, the droplets sizzling on his skin as if striking a hot stove. Roland screamed, twisting, straining against the straps with strength that startled even the men holding him down. And it's said that there were 3 men just holding his head down.
Just his head?
Yeah, because he has the restraints on. Suddenly, Roland screamed, broke free from his restraint somehow, twisting the metal buckle from his restraint, which, how? And slashed the priest's arm with a piece of broken bed spring.
Oh.
Straight out of a horror movie.
My God.
I know, that freaked me out. The exorcism obviously halted. Father Hughes needed over 100 stitches. The boy was sent home, but the activity only intensified.
Oh my gosh. Do you remember in Pineapple Express, though? Sorry, every time I hear something like this, when they have Danny McBride's character and he's like, I'm just going to flex and bust out of here.
I don't remember that, but now I need to rewatch it. I think that was the demon's thoughts.
Yeah. He's like, same.
It's like, I can get out of here. Okay, so at their wits' end, the family traveled to St. Louis, Missouri to stay with relatives. They hoped that a change of scenery would help, like being out of the house. I don't know, maybe they thought it was like within the house or something. They went to a hospital, that didn't help. So who knows why they thought that.
I mean, like, yeah, I don't think there's like a prescription of what to do in this situation.
True. So what I read in the priest's diaries is that when they were talking about taking him to St. Louis, the words Louis would be seen scratched on Roland's body as if being like, yeah, good idea. Go to St. Louis. And whatever was possessing him, anytime they would be like speaking about something, it would answer on him.
No.
Like it would say yes, no, like things like that.
They're like, he's like, can you stop asking me questions?
Can everyone just shut the fuck up in here?
I'm running out of room.
Grab the paper. It's really sad. But they said they know when it was happening because he would be like doubled over and
I bet.
Poor Roland.
I know.
So anyway, they were in St. Louis and almost immediately the scratching sounds resumed. Except now they seem to be coming from inside Roland's mattress. Ugh. The relatives reached out to a Jesuit priest they knew at St. Louis University, who brought the case to the attention of Father William Bowdern, a respected scholar and priest. Bowdern, along with Father Walter Halloran, would soon lead the most documented exorcism. You might have to perform an exorcism on me after
I knew
this.
you were going to make that joke. Don't even.
In American history. And it's noted that Father Bowdern was a war veteran of World War II. He was in combat. And they described him as a very religious man, but also very tough. And he, like, prepared for this exorcism. Like, I think we think that all priests know how to do exorcisms, but it's just like, they probably know, but it's just like, how many are you doing, like, these days? So anyway, he did his research. He fasted during the entire 30 days. What?
It's like, instead of getting CPR certified, they have to get, like, exorcisms.
I know. For real,
like, it's just part of the job. Like,
he's like, I got this. So in early March 1949, Bowdern and Halloran began nightly exorcism rituals in the home and later on at the Alexian Brothers Hospital. Several priests, Alexian Brothers, and family members participated in or witnessed the rite, which always began in the evening. It was said that the pattern was that the boy would act normally during the day, and then he would put on his pajamas and go to bed, go into a trance, and start screaming and yelling and acting wild. In the morning, the boy apparently never remembered what transpired the night before. The exorcism continued on almost a nightly basis. Even though Roland seemed to be getting worse, the priest asked his family for permission to teach him about Catholicism and convert him as a way to strengthen the fight against the supposed demonic possession. As he got closer to the conversion and making his first Holy Communion, his episodes became increasingly violent. At one point, they said Roland went into one of his trance spells, like the devil was speaking through him, and they said, "You're going to try and baptize me," and started laughing like crazily. And it was when they were in the car too, like they were transporting him somewhere.
So did they just drive themselves off a cliff?
He tried to grab the steering wheel. Yeah, like they had to restrain the kid.
Oh my God.
So, witnesses describe Roland's personality changing completely. His face contorted in rage. He shouted obscenities in Latin, a language he had never studied.
No.
Objects flew across the room. Religious items, especially crucifixes, were thrown or destroyed. He also said really vulgar, disgusting things that we won't get into, but a lot of it was like sexual stuff too, like stuff like he wouldn't.
I mean, the one line from the Exorcist movie.
Which one?
I don't want to say it.
Okay. There was a lot, and the ones that I saw, I don't think were really in the in the movie, but we don't need to get into it.
Okay.
Everyone use your imagination.
Yeah. Think of the most vulgar thing you can.
Yeah.
And then say it in a real deep voice.
A really deep, scary voice. So, like I said, I read the diaries or journals, whatever you want to call them. And there was 30 days worth of them. So I just took random notes from it because it did get kind of repetitive because it was like daytime normal, nighttime psychotic episode. And he's doing different things every night. So I just picked some freaky things.
Okay.
So, well, the first one, not really freaky, kind of disgusting. He would spit in their faces as they would attempt to sprinkle holy water on him and pray over him. So rude.
Yeah. Who
like,
raised you?
Disinfectant.
Just sorry.
Words like hell, evil, and exit appeared scratched onto his skin. He attacked his aunt. They said they got him just in time before he I think he tried to grab her and grabbed her clothes, but they said he shredded it.
He's like, "You're not Tilly."
You think you're Aunt Tilly? Imposter? He sang to his little cousin, "You will die tonight," over and over and over.
Tayler.
Not cute. They also noted in the diaries that it was very hard to get him to shut the fuck up sometimes, so they put a pillow over his face. I'm probably not for not to make him pass out, but probably just be like, "Shut up."
Yeah.
But I wrote that in here really fast. Put STFU. Anyway, he would sing or hum Ave Maria and other songs when he would wake up. The priest would sing the songs back to him to kind of see does he know it? And he couldn't hold the song, he didn't know it. So that was just kind of to see what would happen. So ew, I don't like the humming. Ugh.
The singing, yeah.
Mm-mm. When Roland would wake from dreams, they asked him what was happening in them, and he said he was fighting a red devil that felt like slime. And he said that the devil was trying to stop him from leaving Iron Gates, and that there was all these little devils around him, which creepy.
Hate that.
I just imagine I wonder if that's what he's seeing when he goes into the trance, and then the devil or whatever it is taking over. Yeah. I was just gonna say, I don't really I don't know if I should say this on here, but I don't really believe in the devil. So when I say that, I'm gonna but or an entity, whatever you want to call it. So when Roland would start feeling okay, he would be really happy and doing normal things during the day, even mowing the lawn, they note in the journals.
Oh, sick.
Then he said his stomach would start feeling sick, and his feet would get hot and cold. They note that a lot throughout the journal entries, and then he'd start screaming he's coming back.
Oh no.
I know. What were you gonna say?
Nothing.
Okay. You totally were.
I was just gonna say my feet get cold a lot, so it freaked me out for a second. But I was like, "Oh yeah," I was like, "Don't, don't." It's not funny.
Okay. Father Halloran reported that the boy's voice deepened unnaturally, and he spoke in that ugly ass tone. He would laugh and hiss, saying things like, "You'll never cast me out. You'll never cast me out." I just imagine a snake. The priest performed the exorcism night after night for nearly a month. Roland would thrash violently, then fall limp, his body often arched backwards in impossible contortions. So on April 18th, 1949, during the final night of the exorcism at the hospital, the room fell ice cold. The boy convulsed on the bed. Father Bowdern began reading from the Bible, invoking Saint Michael the Archangel. He said, "Saint Michael, defend us in battle, be our protection against the wickedness and snares of the devil." Roland suddenly stopped thrashing. His eyes rolled back. In a deep voice not his own, he cried out, "I am Michael, and I command you, Satan, and the other evil spirits to leave his body now." Then there was silence. Moments later, Roland opened his eyes and softly said, "He's gone."
Okay.
Just Archangel Michael just doing all the work.
Why didn't you guys just try that from the beginning? Just kidding.
Right? So according to reports, it felt as if just the energy, the overall energy in the room softened and warmed, and they just felt like he's gone. After that, Roland's strange behavior completely stopped. The welts and markings disappeared. The family returned home from to Maryland, where Roland resumed a normal life. Decades later, journalists uncovered evidence suggesting Roland Doe was Ronald Edwin Hunkler, who became an engineer for NASA.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, smart guy. And he reportedly worked on the Apollo space missions. It was really cool. He avoided all discussion of the exorcism for the rest of his life. Obviously, he remained anonymous till the very end. I think he passed away in 2018 or 2020.
Oh, wow.
I can't remember. Yeah. So neighbors and colleagues never knew the story about The Exorcist, which I get it. I mean, that was probably traumatizing as fuck.
Yeah.
And he probably just didn't want to, whatever was there, invoke it again. He's like, I just want to live my life and be an engineer for NASA. Okay.
He's like, I want to go to space because it's as far away from hell as I can possibly get.
That's probably what his thinking was. But yeah, so that's the story the real story of The Exorcist.
That was intense.
It was a lot.
I feel like my whole body has been clenched this entire time.
Do you want to take a break before you get into yours?
Yes, please.
Okay.
We are back. And Tayler, I've got something to tell you. And tonight, I'm going to be covering all the chaos that happened on the set of the Exorcist movie.
I'm really excited for this because I don't know any of it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I had a moment where I was really pissed off that we decided to do this because I've been telling Tayler I've been bitching about this. Every freaking article has the same scary picture.
The creepy little girl.
I was like,
she went to go add something really quick before we started. It's the first thing she saw. Right after you had to listen to my entire story.
I was like, so you're welcome, everyone. Looked at my nightmare for hours on end for your entertainment.
Never got used to the picture. She was always like,
nope. Every time. So now go rate, review, and subscribe for freak's sake. If I can do that, you can do, or
you can press that button.
Yeah, please. Okay. We're going to start with William Peter Blatty, who you kind of touched on in your story. He's going to end up being the author of The Exorcist, but we're going to learn a little bit about him first.
Cool.
So he does not begin his career in horror, but he takes obviously a very quick left turn into it. But he grew up in New York City. He is the youngest of 5 kids. He was raised by a single mom who was deeply Catholic, and she actually made money by selling homemade jelly to keep them afloat.
Aw.
I was like, how wholesome.
I know, that's cute.
Really sweet. So he went to Jesuit schools and graduated valedictorian from Brooklyn Prep. He earned a scholarship to go to Georgetown, and that's where he studied English as his major. After grad school, Blatty joined the U.S. Air Force and served in its psychological warfare division until the early 1950s.
Whoa.
I was very interested by that.
Yeah.
So this branch doesn't necessarily mean brainwashing. He was more on the marketing side of things.
Okay.
So he was behind propaganda, campaigns, and media work that would influence the minds to believe whatever narrative that the Air Force wanted at that time. So he was behind radio scripts, leaflets, messaging to counter, at that point, Soviet influence. Mm-hmm. When he left active duty, he went to go work for the U.S. Information Agency. This is the government's public diplomacy arm in Beirut, and he would produce cultural programs, writing copy that promoted the American viewpoint abroad. So again, more propaganda.
Mm-hmm.
So he was like literally trained in how to use words and stories to shape belief systems. After coming home, Blatty wanted out of bureaucracy. In 1958, he published a comic memoir about his Middle East years called Which Way to Mecca, Jack? And basically this is about him as an American Catholic guy trying to navigate different cultures, bureaucracy, and diplomacy in the 1950s. It's actually full of like humor, satirical takes on government red tape, and his own self-deprecating misadventures.
That sounds interesting.
I know.
A comic memoir? I've never heard of that.
It's very, like, I would probably compare it to, like, a comedian writing their own, like, kind of, like, dark humor kind of thing, where it's, like, it's kind of serious matter, but he's taking, like, a comedic stance on it.
Okay. Interesting.
I did see if it was well received. It said it was, like, it didn't, like, blow up or anything, but it was, like, it was well received in the sense that it was, like, well written.
Oh, okay.
Then came his big TV moment. He goes on Groucho Marx's quiz. Do you know who Groucho Marx is?
Mm-mm.
He's the like cigar guy with like the eyebrows and mustache and everything, like kind of guy.
Mm-hmm.
I think you would totally know him if you saw a picture. I was like blown away by this. This was the fun part of the research for me. So he goes on Groucho Marx's quiz show, You Bet Your Life, and he goes on the show in the 1950s, and he uses a fake occupation. He tells them that he's an Arabian prince who had come to study in the US. And apparently he plays this like super deadpan. So like Groucho loves this, and the audience is like going crazy because it's just supposed to be hilarious. I really tried to find a clip of it, but I found other clips of the game show, and they're actually really entertaining. So
nice.
Highly recommend if you want to watch some just, I don't know, old timey stuff.
Yeah.
So Blatty won $10,000, which was a ton of money at the time.
Still a ton of money to me.
I know. It was like,
shit.
It was even more back then. But he uses that money to quit his job and become a full-time writer. So through the 1960s, he starts cranking out comedy novels and screenplays. His biggest hit is A Shot in the Dark, which is in 1964. And that is the second installment of the Pink Panther series.
Oh.
So he's a writer for Pink Panther. And this was I think the original Pink Panther, because I know there's been a ton, Peter Sellers. But what I read was that the second installment is like what really set it up to be like an anthology might not be the right word, but like multi-movie series. So Blatty goes from US propaganda strategist to co-writing one of the most famous like slapstick comedies ever made.
Dang.
Yeah. So wild. But through all of this, the government work, the travel, and the comedy writing, Blatty never really lost his faith. And as I said, he was raised Catholic. He went to Jesuit schools, and that part never really faded. And back when he was a student at Georgetown, one of his professors, a Jesuit priest, told him a story that stuck with him. It was not a rumor. It was something that the Jesuits at the university actually treated as fact. A young boy in Maryland who had supposedly been possessed. There were priests involved, an exorcism, strange things happening that could not be explained. And that story got under his skin. Story we just covered, that we just survived. So even though his life took all these wild turns, he could not stop shaking that story. Like it always stuck with him. So in the late 1960s, Blatty finally sits down to write what becomes The Exorcist. He takes that real story he heard back at Georgetown, the one that Tayler has already told us, and uses it as the spark. He changes the names, the setting, the details, but the bones are the same. A family watching something dark and unexplainable take over their child. So the book comes out in 1971, and it is massive. It shoots straight to the top of the New York Times bestseller list and stays there for months. It sells millions of copies, and people can't stop reading and talking about it. Blatty is very insistent, though, that he did not intend this to be a horror. He calls it a theological thriller. He says he actually wrote it to make people believe in God again. Bold statement. So now Hollywood comes knocking to Blatty, and he's careful. He does not want to sell out. He agrees to adapt it for film, but only if he can write the screenplay himself. And he wants the right director, someone who will take it seriously. He does not want this to be like a monster movie or like melodrama.
Like
yeah. Like he wants it to be real. Enter William Friedkin. Friedkin is coming fresh off The French Connection, where he just won an Oscar. And it is a gritty street level cop thriller movie. And so Friedkin is brilliant, but he's also unhinged. Like,
love it.
He is known. I don't know if you're going to.
Okay.
He seems semi-abusive, but
oh no.
Yeah. So he's known for pushing actors to their breaking point, which like I've heard this about a lot of like really brilliant directors. So like I don't know if it's like a method thing, but like this guy sounds a little intense. So he is said that he would shoot scenes until the actors were both physically and emotionally wrecked, because he wanted them to like get down into their truths. I don't know. But Blatty eats that shit up. So he loves that they are both.
He's like, that's what I'm going for.
Yeah. We're in it. So he loves that they are both passionate about their art. And so they team up to make this movie. But this is when things start to go very, very wrong. Production kicks off in 1972. And before the cameras even roll, it's already getting creepy. So Blatty has written the screenplay that he feels is more of a spiritual debate. And he's dead serious about the tone. He wants people to feel the presence of good and evil. And he's very intense about like, it should feel very like good versus evil, and good prevails over evil. He wants people to believe in God. And that this is not a like boo gotcha kind of jump scare movie. Like it's all about a tone. And then William Friedkin, who's obviously just as ego driven, they're both kind of like fighting for what they think is right. So Friedkin kind of has this idea of where he wants to take it, and Blatty he wants to stay true to like what he thinks he has created. But I think he's also deranged in what he thinks he's created, because I think people are really honing in on the horror of it.
Yeah. They're not going to be like, oh, that makes me such a big believer.
I feel like praying
Jesus.
Now. Yeah.
I'm going to go to church tomorrow.
Yeah. No, I don't think that really landed as he thought it did. But Warner Brothers is the production company. And so they have these like two guys kind of like battling it out. And they're standing over in the corner like, what the hell did we just greenlight? Because this is wild. But this is also the time that like The Godfather and Clockwork Orange are out. So it is like they're trying to push boundaries with movies, but there has never been anything like this done before. At one point, Warner Brothers even tried to pressure Blatty to bring in another writer, someone to soften the edges and make it more palatable for the audiences. But he refused. He told them, if you want another writer, you're going to have to find yourself another project. Which, you know, stick to your guns. I like that. And then Friedkin is also pushing just as hard to the studio but for different reasons. He didn't believe in the devil, but he believed in creating fear. He wanted the audience to feel possessed. Yes.
I thought you were going to say feel fear, but he's like, nope, possessed.
Yep. He wanted to strip away any sense of safety. I hate that. Like that really freaked me out when I read that, because I was just like, that is, like, I get pushing boundaries, but like to go to a movie where like, because you're going to see more or you're going to hear more of just like, he literally was not afraid to like push the boundaries like with anybody.
Yeah.
Okay. So the studio is a little bit scared that this might be too dark for mainstream audiences. Spoiler alert, they're right. But so Friedkin and Blatty start building the world of the movie on a soundstage in New York. So we've got Warner Brothers that's freaked out already before they've even started shooting. We've got kind of the writer and the director going back and forth, like trying to take over creative control. But listen, they know they've already got the book as a hit. They know this is going to be a hit movie. Money signs in the eyeballs. So
they just got to get past the two arguing.
Yeah. So like I said, they start building the world of the movie on a soundstage. And this is in New York. So they are creating the McNeil house. And that's the home of the fictional family in the movie with Chris McNeil and her daughter, Regan, the sweet, normal 12-year-old girl who becomes possessed by a demon. The set itself is eerie. It is a perfect suburban Georgetown home, wallpaper, knickknacks, family photos. But it's also wrong. It's built entirely indoors in this huge, like, cavernous warehouse. No natural light. Everything is closed off. Friedkin keeps the temperature freezing cold so you can see the actor's breath in the possession scenes.
Jeez.
The air is dense and silent, and he said he wanted it to feel like it was a funeral in there.
Weird.
Kind of like it. I'm not gonna lie. That part I thought was pretty cool. So this is when shit starts getting weird. Late one night, a fire breaks out on this soundstage. It spreads fast, destroying the entire home set that they had built.
Oh no.
Everything's wrecked. The whole set burns to the ground, except one room. Regan's bedroom. The one place that they shoot the exorcism scenes.
Oh.
So everything in this house is burnt, like scorched, and her room is in like
just
pristine condition. Like not even a flame touched that room.
Oh, that's spooky.
That's hella spooky. So that room is supposed to be the center of all this evil. And like I said, it is completely untouched. The official story says it started from possibly a bird landing on a light fixture that shorted out the wiring. But like this is an enclosed space. And
it's really specific too.
Yeah, it sounds like we got to put something out there to like come up with this. So anybody that worked on the set, though, said that nobody believed that. People immediately started whispering that maybe they should not be making this movie and that, you know, maybe doing this devil shit, we might have invited something in. So that fire delays production for 6 weeks because they have to rebuild the set. Friedkin, who swears he does not believe in any of the supernatural stuff, is like, hey, maybe let's just call a priest just in case.
Doesn't hurt to try it out.
I don't believe it.
But clearly you guys are scared.
Like, I'm doing this for you. And they do not call in just any priest. They call in Father Thomas Birmingham, who is a Jesuit from Georgetown. And apparently he is the same priest who told Blatty about the real life possession case, like way back in the day. So now it's like full circle. The man who had planted the seed of The Exorcist is literally standing inside the movie version of that story.
Damn.
And so he blesses the burned down set before they start filming again. Before they start rebuilding. So after they rebuild, they start filming, but people cannot shake this feeling that something is just off. It's like they swear there's just something on the set that is so off-putting that even just like the slightest creak would make them jump. Like everybody's on edge.
That must be hard to film the movie.
Yeah, there's a lot of shaky camera work. So they are back to filming and it's not exactly smooth sailing from there. The first major incident that happens is with Ellen Burstyn, who plays Chris McNeil, Reagan's mom. And have you seen the movie?
No.
Okay, I haven't either. And side story, I went to Catholic school. And I remember I had 2 best friends and it was like one afternoon we would all hang out at each other's houses after school. This was like elementary school. But I remember one time I did not go over, and that happened to be the afternoon where one of their dads made them watch The Exorcist.
What? Made them?
Apparently
He's like, this is what happens.
I honestly don't think it was like this is what happens kind of thing. I think he was just trying to scare them, like legitimately like freak them out. But I was just like, thank God.
Yikes.
I will never watch this movie.
No, I'm good. I feel like our parents' generation are the ones that have seen. I mean, I know my parents have. My mother-in-law has. Like, that was like their time. And I'm like, I'm good.
Okay, so I'm just going to reference a scene, which is why I'd asked if you had seen it. I feel like I've seen enough clips for me.
Damn.
There's a scene where Reagan, who is the girl who's possessed by the demon, throws Ellen Burstyn's character across the room. And Ellen is hooked up to a harness for the stunt. And Friedkin keeps telling the stunt coordinator to pull harder to make it look real. And, well, it looked real because it was real. The stunt coordinator pulled too hard, and Ellen slammed into the wall so hard she broke her freaking spine. So there is a scream in the movie that is gut-wrenching because it's real.
Oh my God.
Yeah. It is actually her crying out from that injury. And this is not the first one that happens.
Jeez, your spine is like really serious too. Like, is she okay?
So the second one is Linda Blair, who is the 12-year-old playing Regan or Reagan. It's spelled Regan. I like Regan. I think it sounds cool. Either. So Friedkin wanted every shot, like he said, to feel real. We talked about the air that people were breathing. He would keep it so cold so that you could see the breath coming out. So for the scenes in Regan's bedroom where she's possessed and thrashing and screaming, he had the crew build a refrigerated set, like it actually turned into a walk-in freezer. They would close the doors, shut off the heat, and run industrial air conditioners until you could see everyone's breath hanging in the air like fog. It looked incredible, apparently on camera, but it was brutal in real life. Linda is sitting there in paper-thin clothing, covered in stage makeup, shaking between takes. She said the walls would frost over and her body temperature would drop so low between scenes that she'd have to huddle next to space heaters before they would call her back in.
Jeez.
She is 12 years old when this is going on. There's also a scene where Regan is thrashing violently on the bed at probably like Roland.
Either one. The real name's Ronald. The fake name's Roland.
So they just whatever one you want. 2 letters.
Yeah.
So she's thrashing violently on the bed, and she's strapped into this rig that jerks her back and forth to make it look like she's being thrown around by some like unseen force. It is another like technical mechanical rig and it's supposed to be safe, but the rig malfunctions. It yanks her so hard that she slammed against the bed frame, and she screams out, "It hurts," in genuine pain. And she is crying, not acting, begging for them to stop.
Oh my God.
Friedkin does not call cut.
He's like, love it. Keep it going.
Yeah, he uses it in the movie.
I figured. I mean, the girl broke her spine and they used it.
So when you watch The Exorcist and you hear her screaming on the bed, that is an actual 12-year-old girl in agony.
Disturbing.
So disturbing. So dark. She also ended up with a fractured lower spine injury from that scene, and she has had chronic pain that lasted for years.
Oh.
From an injury that happened when she was 12 years old. So as filming drags on, the weirdness just keeps piling up. The first major loss is Jack McGowran, who plays Burke Dennings. He is a drunk, loudmouth film director character in the story. And he was only 54. He was described as young, vibrant, and healthy, and he had been on set joking with the crew a few days before they wrapped his scenes. He finishes his final scenes, flies back home, almost immediately comes down with what everyone thought was a mild case of the flu, but in just days, he dies.
Damn.
Out of nowhere. People on the crew were shocked. They said that, again, he wasn't some like frail old guy. He was in good shape. 1 week, they're saying goodbye on set. The next, they're reading about his death in the paper. They said it felt very off, like he had closed this chapter on his character. And just like that, his real story ended too. Mm-hmm. Not long after, it happens again. Vasiliki Malairos, the woman who played Father Karras's elder mother, dies before the movie even comes out. And she was not an actress. She had actually been found by Friedkin, who in a Greek restaurant in New York. He thought her face looked perfect. He thought her face looked perfect for the part. And she wasn't trained. She was not into acting. She was just being herself. She filmed her scenes, said goodbye to everyone, and then passed away not long after production wrapped. So both of the characters, the Jack McGowan and this woman, their characters die in the movie and then they die in real life.
That's crazy.
So then the jokes about the set being cursed are not funny anymore. Everyone is just like, what is going on? Because more accidents keep happening. A night watchman who was hired to guard the studio after the fire, he is found collapsed one morning with no signs of struggle, no warning. He's just found dead.
Oh, dead?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Yep. Then one of the set carpenters has this like freak accident. He's working with a saw and he slices through his thumb, cuts it off. Horrible injury, but obviously survives. Except weirdly, another guy, a lighting technician, loses a toe and a separate injury. So this actually, okay, sorry, it's not funny, but it did make me laugh because apparently the media picks this up and creates this whole story of how they're rushed to the hospital and that they accidentally attach the guy's toe to the thumb and then the thumb to the toe. Not true, but it spread fast.
It made headlines.
Does not stop there. Crew members, family members start dying. One of their wives suffers a stillbirth after every doctor has confirmed a healthy baby and mother. A lighting assistant gets into a motorcycle crash on his way home from the studio and dies. Like, it is just like people that are connected to this film are just dying. Mm. By the time they wrap filming, 9 deaths have been connected to The Exorcist, cast, crew, or family members. There was also an active suspected serial killer on set.
On set?
On set.
What?
So Paul Bateson plays a radiologist. It got me. I don't know why. I need to find guys in different
jobs.
Yeah.
Industries.
He is a radiologist in the movie. And so he has a scene in the movie. You can see, I assume you can see him on film. He was later convicted of murdering a reporter, but he's also suspected as the man behind the bag murders, which was a series of attacks and murders on gay men in New York City in 1979. Like, they would find body parts in the Hudson River, and I think it was like 6 men that were killed. Mm-hmm. I'll cover it one day. It's a wild story, but he is suspected to be the man behind these bag murders. Mm-hmm. And so this happens after the movie is wrapped, but he's a serial killer on the set of The Exorcist. Ew. What's even crazier is Friedkin, the director of The Exorcist, makes a movie about the bag murders called Cruising.
He's like, I got just the guy. Yeah. That would be perfect for this film.
It actually stars Al Pacino, but I was like, what?
That's crazy.
So yeah, it just blew my mind. I love this stuff. Okay, so the movie wraps and Warner Brothers starts hearing rumors of priests warning parishioners not to see the movie. Reporters are also sniffing around for proof of demonic influence that they keep hearing about on set. And crew members are like, basically like, this movie is cursed. This shit's wild. But however, Warner Brothers behind closed doors is also like, publicity gold.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be awesome. So now everybody wants to know what's happening on that set. The curse becomes its own monster, feeding the legend before the movie even premieres. Now, when they think the worst of it is all behind them, The Exorcist hits theaters. All that fear and chaos that haunted the production doesn't stay locked on the set. It is now out there. This is not just another scary movie release. It becomes mass hysteria. It premieres in December 1973, and from the very first screenings, audiences are not ready for what they are about to see. People faint, they vomit, they run out of theaters mid-scene, clutching their stomachs, crossing themselves. Paramedics are called to theaters in multiple cities.
They're like, not again.
They're like, just don't see it.
They're
it's
like
that
lining
simple.
it up with the movie times.
I also
Just put
did
'em on
read that
standby.
it could have been a publicity stunt that they had like ambulances sitting outside the theaters. It's just like,
This is what you're getting into.
yeah. So who's to say? One man reportedly passed out while watching the movie, hit his head on a seat, and broke his jaw. He later tried to sue Warner Brothers for emotional distress.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. Jesus ain't gonna help you. At some theaters, priests actually start showing up to calm people down. Some Catholic parishes warn their members not to see it. Others start using it as a talking point about the dangers of inviting evil into your home. In Washington, D.C., the theater closest to Georgetown reportedly kept a bucket of holy water in the lobby.
A bucket.
Just in case. And then there is the Rome premiere. So this is unhinged. They have a premiere of the Exorcist in Rome, where the Vatican is. I'm sorry, the marketing in me, I sort of love it. So the screening takes place right next to a 400-year-old church. And halfway through the film, a thunderstorm rolls in.
Of course it does.
Lightning strikes the church steeple, sending a massive cross crashing into the street below.
Okay, that's pretty wild.
Yeah, I know. People start screaming and they just never stop. So now Friedkin is pretending to be unfazed. He is giving interviews saying it's all a coincidence. People close to him, though, say he was nervous. He brought Father Birmingham back again for another blessing before he goes on his European press tour, just to keep the energy balanced. But he's like, again, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. The chaos does not stop at the theater doors either. Linda Blair, who's 12 years old, becomes a media target. She's getting death threats from religious extremists who think she's actually possessed. Warner Brothers has to hire a bodyguard to escort her to appearances, and the trauma from filming these dark scenes and what she had to do to be in the movie, the press frenzy, and the weight of being that girl is a lot. She later said she couldn't walk into a church for years afterwards because they legitimately thought that she was the devil.
So stupid.
The movie itself gets banned in parts of the UK and Ireland. Small towns refuse to screen it. Some theaters only show it with warnings about fainting and spiritual disturbance. In London, they say priests stand outside giving comfort to shaken moviegoers. In the Philippines...
That's nice of them.
Yeah. Just don't go. In the Philippines, nuns reportedly prayed outside cinemas to protect souls from contamination. And through it all, Friedkin and Blatty both seem haunted, but in totally different ways.
I bet.
So Friedkin later said that neither one of us ever saw The Exorcist as a horror film. Liar. He said we saw it as a film about The Mysteries of Faith.
Okay.
Blatty took it harder. He always said, I have never read horror, nor do I consider The Exorcist to be such. It's a supernatural detective story. He said he wasn't trying to scare people. He was trying to make them believe in God again, but instead the world saw him as the man who brought the devil to the screen. Years later, he joked, kind of bitterly, that nobody wants me to write comedy anymore. The Exorcist not only ended that career, it expunged all memory of its existence. So yeah, they both kind of got what they wanted, just not how they wanted it. The Exorcist goes on to win Oscars. It wins Best Adapted Screenplay for Blatty and Best Sound for the team. This is a cultural earthquake because this is the first horror film, and that is how it is categorized, to ever be nominated for Best Picture. It is the highest grossing R-rated movie of all time, and it redefined horror. After The Exorcist, studios started pouring money into horror films. Suddenly you had prestige filmmakers making supernatural thrillers like The Omen, Carrie, Poltergeist, The Conjuring. It's been referenced or parodied in hundreds of other movies like Scary Movie or TV shows like Family Guy, Simpsons, Stranger Things. The spider walk, the head turn, the spinning cross, they've all become pop culture shorthand for pure evil.
Always know that spinning head.
Yes.
Never seen it, but I hear about it all the time.
I don't want to hear about it or see it. When the VHS hits in the 1980s, The Exorcist became one of the most bootlegged tapes in the UK because remember, it had been banned there for years. So you couldn't rent it legally until 1999. People were trading grainy copies at horror conventions and record shops like they were smuggling contraband. So for an entire generation, The Exorcist was this like ultimate forbidden movie. And that whole idea of a curse, it never went away. Even now, 50 years later, people still whisper that The Exorcist did not just depict evil, it captured it. That is the story of The Exorcist.
Dang. That was good.
Hey.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of that is like really crazy. Like the cross falling off the building. Like that's a crazy coincidence.
That's nuts.
Yeah. All the deaths on the
set.
Yeah, the set. That's crazy too.
And it was really sad because it would be like, not only were they like, because family members of like the people that worked on the set were dying too. And so, but like when they would lose somebody on the set, like they would talk about it and be like, we lost somebody that we saw every single day.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like this wasn't just like a coworker, like this was a family to me. And they said because of the heaviness of the set, like they really were very connected. So
yeah,
scary, but also they went through something together.
Yeah, I know. And I feel like, yeah, the story's like really dark. It's about a possession and stuff, but it kind of sounds like not the writer. Who was the other guy again?
Friedkin, the director.
Yeah, the director seems like he brought a lot of bad juju on the set too. Like his own dark forces. Mm-hmm. So can't just blame the story. It just seemed like not a great environment in general. But anyway, that was a good story.
Yours was great too.
Well, thank you. So happy Halloween, everybody. If you want to send us any stories or any feedback, you can email us at
igsttystories@gmail.com.
Or you can reach out to us on social media.
We're on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube at IGSTTYpod.
Mm-hmm. You can send us a message, a comment, anything.
We love them.
Just say hi.
Yeah. Make sure to rate, review, subscribe on any of the platforms that you stream your podcasts on. And hey, if you have a really cool costume, tag us in it. We want to see it too.
Yeah, we want to see it. If you're the Exorcist, we definitely want to see it.
I don't. No.
I'm enough. Send it to Colleen's DMs.
Personal.
Okay, well, thanks for listening. Happy Halloween.
Later.